friends, James Owen Brown here, the Canadian correspondent at the Comics Cabinet, and I'd like to talk today about comic books. Friends, I'm continuing my quest to turn my storage locker into $50,000. Here is a general update. I don't want to itemize it anymore because it might be boring, but here is the update. $3,345. So that's a good start. That's a good chunk. We're on our way. I've sold a bunch of Funko Pops, obviously not relevant to the Comics Cabinet, but I did today want to talk about a few comic books and a couple things that may be interesting to you, maybe something just to keep in your mind if you're thinking about some things. So I sold 3 bigger books recently. Amazing Spider-Man 238, a beautiful, beautiful copy of it. Batman 181, a kind of battered and old, rough-looking copy of it, and a Blip #1. And if you're not familiar with Blip #1, I don't blame you. It's the first appearance of Mario and Donkey Kong in comics, and I just wanted to talk about these 3 books in particular because they all have something in common. They have something that you need to look for and confirm if you're buying or selling these comic books. So let's start that off. Let's take a look first at Amazing Spider-Man 238, the first appearance of the Hobgoblin. Now this book comes with something called Tattoos Inserts. And what it is, it's a little flyer. We'll post a picture up here. And you have the little tattoos on the side there, and the little leaflet, I guess, the little insert that comes with it gives you instructions on what to do. Now, when I opened the book to confirm that mine had the tattoos, what I was looking for was like, do you remember the temporary tattoos you used to get when you bought, like, say, a bag of chips or something like that? So I was looking for the little slip in the little plastic to kind of fall out of the book, and when it didn't fall out, I was like, I don't have the tattoos. My book is useless. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for these little insert pages right here. And I guess a lot of the copies had them pulled out because, you know, kids, they want to play with the tattoos and try out the tattoos and stuff. So your copy will end up missing these little inserts here in the picture. That's what you're looking for. So if you're selling it, you want to confirm that yours either does or does not have it. And if you are buying it, you want to confirm, so you don't overpay, that your book comes with those intact. Now there's 2. There's one at the front and there's one in the middle. So you want to make sure you want to look for 2 of those. And that's just something I discovered along the way that maybe you knew about it, maybe you didn't. But if you didn't, now you do. Now the Batman 181, the first appearance of Poison Ivy, comes with a pinup of Batman and Robin right in the centerfold, and you want to make sure that your copy hasn't had the pinup removed, because, you know, a lot of those copies that would have been removed and put up on some kid's wall or whatever. So you want to make sure if you're buying, and again, or selling, that yours has the pinup, because people might ask you. When I sold mine for $400, the fella asked me to open it up just to confirm that it was in there, and I did very carefully, and yeah, it was there. So he was happy, I was happy, and yeah, something to look for with Batman 181. Make sure it has the pinup with it, or at least be aware if it doesn't. Blip #1. Now this was one that I didn't know, and the fella asked me to open it up and confirm that at the back of the book there's like a little word search and kind of a little trivia game that has blank spaces and stuff for you to fill it out. So if you were a kid and you had that book all the way back in the early 1980s, you might have got out your pen and written all over the back of that comic book. So it was a fair question for the fella, and I didn't know about that one, so I hadn't actually opened the book to check. So when I did, I had my own fingers crossed that that hadn't been filled out, and I was lucky it hadn't been. It was all fresh and pristine. Now I couldn't find a picture of it, and I didn't get a picture of my own, but it's like a little word search and kind of a trivia game where you would write the answers in. So it's at the very back, the last couple of pages. And again, just something to look for. If you are buying or selling Blip #1, just have a look at the back, confirm that it hasn't been written in, and that's all nice and fresh. So you can get top dollar for your books, and if you are buying those books, you don't get ripped off, just in case. So friends, these are 3 books that I thought just had kind of a similar theme, a little something extra that is either there or it isn't. And you want to stay abreast and be aware that those things are out there if you're buying or you're selling that comic book. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Friends, I will keep you updated as to the status and the progress of my storage locker quest. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I love you. Bye.